Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lainey. Thank you so much for stopping by. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my introduction to the Pan Those Eyeshadows Project Pan. So if you're interested in seeing that, then just keep on watching. Before I get into that though, if you're new here, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. I do a lot of panning content and indie makeup content, so if that sounds like something you're interested in, then be sure to hit that button and let's hop into the video. Alright, so I am very excited to be bringing back my Pan Those Eyeshadows Project Pan. I love doing this project and I know you guys really enjoy it too. It's usually my most watched project pan, so I'm really excited to be bringing it back. This project was originally created by Alexi. I will link her channel down below. She's not really making videos anymore, but she is the creator of this project. And since she's created it, people have really, it's really taken off. So many people do this project. It's probably one of the most popular project pans out there. And everyone kind of will do their own spin on it. Some people randomly generate eyeshadows. I think originally how she set this up is randomly generating a palette and then picking a shade. And what I started doing last year is actually doing it prompt-based. So a lot of projects in the panning community are prompt-based, and I really like that aspect. And I kind of struggled with randomly generating eyeshadow. So what I did is I made a list of just a bunch of different eyeshadow-based prompts, ranging from your favorite shadow to a blue matte to a shadow you don't want to pan, all of the prompts. And so I will link that spreadsheet down below. You guys are more than welcome to join in on this version. If you do, let me know, and I will be sure to include you in my description box. I know a few people are joining along this year as well. And if you do join in on the prompt list, there are two versions of the prompts. One has duplicate prompts. So for me, I wanted to have the prompt a shadow you want to pan in more than once. And I wanted the prompt a shadow you don't want to pan in more than once to offer more of a challenge or a lack of a challenge. You're going to want to use a shadow more often that you really want to pan than when you don't. And so those aren't the only duplicate prompts, but there's a couple that I duplicated in there. If you do not want to do duplicate prompts, that's okay. There are two tabs. One has the duplicate prompts, one does not. So just use the version that you would like to use. And you can either pick the prompts, you can randomly generate a number and find the prompt. Whatever works for you, feel free to customize it as you want, just like everyone else does with this project. Feel free to customize it. But this project really worked for me last year. It's just really great to pan shadows that you handpick that will work with what you're panning in other projects, or just shadows you actually want to use. No one wants to, I don't certainly want to, if I got, let's just say a shade I never use, like a dark shimmery brown, that would be such a pain to pan. And I feel like with the prompt list, there's room for challenges, but you also get to have a little bit of flexibility with it. So I do hope you join in if you are interested, and let's just get into my introduction. So what I decided to do is I'm going to be using the same list I was working off of last year. So any prompts that I used last year that didn't have duplicates in the list, I will not be working on this year. And so looking at my spreadsheet, I have 83 prompts that I didn't get to last year. And so I'm going to randomly generate numbers 1 to 3 or 1 to 83, and we'll see what prompts I get. So I'm going to pull up Pretty Random. Where is it? I never know where it is on my screen. So I'm going to do 1 to 83, but I'm also going to make sure I prevent reroll and clear my history. So we've got 69, 49, 21, 64, and 6. Is that 5? I don't know if I told you. That's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's 5. Last year, I had a rule that I had to have 2 mattes in at all times, and I have decided to move that down to 1 matte, and that's just because I am working on the project level up, so I'm going to be working on some mattes in that. And so I'm going to just be moving it down to requiring 1 matte shadow in at all times. So if I'm rolling a matte shadow out, I have to have at least 1 matte shadow rolling in. And then I do have the option to roll out shadows at 20 uses. So those are my rules. Sometimes, I will re-roll a prompt at my own discretion. Sometimes I'll roll prompts out. If I don't complete a prompt, I will sometimes add it back to the list. It just depends. Customize it to what you want. So I think what I'm going to do, instead of reading out the prompts, I'm going to take a look, pick the shadows out, and then I'll come back and go through all the prompts I picked with the shadows I selected. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I picked out my shadows. The first round is always the hardest because you have lots of picks and lots of options. So hopefully that will go a little bit quicker next time. But the first number I rolled was number 69, and that is a shadow from a palette with no pans. And so I decided to roll in a shade from my Fantasy Cosmetica Druid palette. This is one of my top palettes from 2022, and I decided to roll in this top shade. This is the shade Balance. It is so pretty, and I thought there's a little bit of a dip in it already. Plus, I can use this as a topper, I could use it as a shadow on its own, and I can use it as an inner corner, so I find that it's a pretty versatile shade. And I try to start out with more easy shadows to start out with, setting myself up for success. So I'm really excited to get a pan in this palette, and we'll see how long it takes. This is more of that like putty formula, so we'll see how long it takes, but I'm excited to roll this in. Next up, I had the number 49, which is a shadow that starts with F, and whenever I have these number prompts, my first go-to is to look into either of my Beauty Bay palettes and see if I have anything in there. And so I decided to go with my Wilderness palette from Beauty Bay, and I am rolling in the shade Forest, which is just a very nice, it's like a blue-green shade. I thought it was really pretty, and I would like to add another pan to this palette. So I'm excited to roll this guy in. We'll see how long it takes. Beauty Bay mattes are pretty easy for me to hit pan on. I don't necessarily think I'll have it done in a month, but you never know. Next, I got prompt 21, and that is a blue matte shadow. And so it was the perfect opportunity to roll in another Beauty Bay shadow. If you watch my planning to pan video, then you know that I am trying to hit pans in all of the eyeshadows in this palette this year, and I'm very, very close. This palette is full of pans. And so I do have one blue matte in here that does not have pan. It's this shade Cursed, right? Yeah, Cursed down here. So I'm gonna be rolling this blue matte into the project. Again, very excited about that. Then I got number 64, and that is a pan graveyard, so something that you previously tried to hit pan on but didn't complete your goal. This, of course, is inspired by the Graveyard Project pan by Emily and Max, and I decided to choose my shade Marshmallow Pillows from Davina. I think I tried to hit pan on this in 2021 and then never really revisited it in 2022. And so there's a little bit of a dip, as you can see. I don't really reach for pinks all that often, but I don't know if it'll be up by now, but I did my eyeshadow swatching series, and I finally filmed my pink one, and I have so many pink shadows. I don't know how I acquired all of those, but I would like to hit more. I would like to use them more. So I'm gonna roll in Marshmallow Pillows from Davina. And lastly, I rolled in the prompt 6, and that is Multichrome, which those are always the hardest to hit pan on, not because I don't want to use them, just because usually they're very dense formulas. Like Cleona, those are like very full pans. But what I decided to do is actually bring in an inner corner highlight multichrome, and that is Phoenix from Terra Moons. This is one of my favorite iridescent shades. And it just looks white in the pan, but there's like a blue and orange flip to it. It's super, super pretty. And I figured I'm working on the blue matte, so I'll probably be wearing blues a lot. And this would work as a really nice inner corner highlight. So I'm excited to work on that and hopefully hit pan on it. And if I don't hit pan on it, then that's okay too. I can roll it out if I feel like I need to. But those are all of the eyeshadows that I am rolling in. I'm going to put up a picture here with swatches so you can see the color story I'm working with. I don't always try to go for a cohesive color story. If that happens, it happens, but I don't really care if it's cohesive or not, because I do like to mix it up and not always do the same look, so it works out. So that is the color story I'm working with, and I'm really, really excited. I'm just so happy to be bringing this project back, and I just have a new like zest for project panning after kind of falling off the bandwagon last year. But yeah, that is all I have for you today. Let me know if you're joining down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, leave a comment if you like down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!